Let's go back to Sean's audio feed to find out.
People have called this the bamboo ceiling. I suppose, the glass ceiling. So the question is why? What happened to all the Asian geniuses? And we can find a great deal of this answer in actually what we said were the strengths of tiger parenting, right? But also, in my mind, reflect very fundamental weaknesses. Asian tiger parenting is hierarchical, but because of that, it also makes you afraid to challenge authority. You don't want to tell your boss that you've got this great idea if he's missed it. You don't want to tell him he's messed up if he's messed up, right? You don't want to challenge someone you see in a position of authority because you think this might get you in trouble. It's strict. It makes you afraid to take risks. And we've talked a lot about how the freedom to fail and having the courage to fail is a great part of genius, right? It lets you try really daring, new, innovative stuff. And if you don't have this because you've been told not to take risks your entire life, this is a major disadvantage. And because Asian parenting is so focused, it can also blinker you. It can narrow your interests, right? I mean, Amy Chua gave the example of how her kids were made to concentrate on academics. They couldn't be in a school play or be on a sports team or be in the drama club, stuff like that. And so that they could, who knows, they might have been really good at sports, really good at art, really good at drama, but because they were never given the chance to explore it, that interest never developed. Also, possible vocations, right? I mean, the typical Asian parent would tell their kids, you should concentrate on, you could be a lawyer, doctor, engineer, or a banker, right? And the rest, you shouldn't really care too much about. So a lot of, kids actually do take this advice, and they end up or overlooking things that they could have been really interested in and they could really have excelled in. Because Asian parenting is also results orientated, and Amy Chua writes that it's not important to make learning fun. You just have to make them do it. This results in many kids being not really passionate about what they do. Because of this, you're prone to burnout, right? When you don't have that tiger mom looming over you in college, or when you go out to work, you tend to lose your motivation because it was imposed externally from someone else rather than being.
Keeping that point in mind, is the genius externally or internally motivated? Can you make someone a genius, or does it have to come from within? All right. Finally, Sean goes on in his presentation to briefly analyze the cultures of 3 specific Asian countries: Singapore, China, and Japan. Let me now work through his slides. He starts with Singapore, which he says is noted for its hyper-competitiveness, staggering emphasis on education. Its universities are viewed as some of the best in Asia. It has one of the highest PISA rankings, high school test scores measured by country. It comes in second only to China. Students in the United States, however, are in 25th place. But despite the high levels of academic accomplishment in Singapore, there are low levels of creativity and innovation. As Guy Kawasaki, U.S. venture capitalist from Silicon Valley, has said, comparing Singapore and Israel, quote, Israel has 5 million people, 6 million entrepreneurs, and 15 million opinions. Singapore has 5 million people, 6 entrepreneurs, and 1 opinion, end quote. Why? Well, the emphasis on memorization and rote learning, Singapore's exam meritocracy, social pressures to conform, make safe choices, and refrain from rocking the boat, tight government control at almost every level of society. Dissent is punished. Subservience is valued above intellect. Sean then goes on to China. Here there is a staggering emphasis on education.